Well, that's a wrap on day number one. Obviously, didn't go the way that I wanted. It's certainly not the way you guys wanted either. And I told you this last week when we were talking about placements in sales, right? I looked at all the horses that were on my list and possibilities when I got to Harrisburg. My number one pick in the entire sale appears, a lot of people like that horse too. Number 171, Glacier Hanover, just an Adonis of a horse. But you can't tell, right? There was every indication that this horse would bring a ton of money, but I blew past a couple of horses. I was the underbidder on a couple of decently priced horses, a couple of expensive horses. Both horses were right around the 80,000 mark, which would have negated my ability to get Glacier Hanover. In hindsight, that sounds stupid, but it's the reality of it, is that I was the underbidder on 134 Axe Blue Chip. This horse went for $80,000. I was out at $77,000. I really believe maybe if I had a bid once or twice more, I could have got him. But again, I was waiting for 171. Then I was also the underbidder on number 79, who I thought was a rather good-looking horse. This was Swan If by Land, the Muscle Hill colt out of a full sister to Swan for All. Really, really like this horse. Again, I actually did bid right as the hammer dropped, but they didn't take my bid. So they were at 77, 77, 77. And the guy's looking at me, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. 80. I went to bid, and he yelled, bid, but the hammer just went down as he did it. He looked at me, and he goes, I'm sorry. And I said, what are you going to do? Maybe it's all for the best. Maybe this was a sign, but it wasn't. So I went through the rest of the sale and looked at a couple of horses I liked. Didn't even get a look at them, really. Didn't get my hand up. But we did get one horse. We got hip number 21. This is a little bit curious. I went and looked at this horse with Steve Palermo, and I liked him. He was okay. But again, you just assume you don't know how much the Chapter 7s are going to bring. Some of them are selling really, really high, and not a whole lot of them are selling low. This colt, Lincoln Hanover, was well put together. February 19th colt. Good size to him, decent family. You know, as we're walking to go look at Axe Blue Chip again, so Axe Blue Chip's 134. We were in the back end of the sale. I said, hey, let's go look at that Blue Chip colt again. As we're going to watch him, he says, hey, that Lincoln horse that I liked, he's selling right now. He's about to walk in the ring. So we just took a sharp right, went out by the ring. He's stuck at 15, 15, 15, 15. Steve looks at me, and I look at Steve, and I can tell Steve is a little bewildered. He doesn't know why this horse is stuck at 15, and neither did I. I look at the guy, said, 17, 17, and we got him. So Lincoln Hanover, I guess if you're going to talk about value purchases, I'm looking at the pedigree now. I don't really know why this horse went for $17,000. There is nothing wrong with him. Good size, nice February colt, first foal, 2 for 2. She's 100% producer. Now they're not killers. One made $66,000, the other one $30,000. Same type of thing in the second dam, decent family, and then the third dam, you have a horse that made $778,000 in personal style. Pretty good family, pretty nice horse. $17,000 well spent from what I can see. So that was our only purchase of the whole day. We went through the entire sale, and I watched. And again, placement played such a horrible role for us. I would have loved to get the bidding on either one of those horses back, but that's just the way it is. And then to watch 171 go in the ring and not even get your hand up, not even get a real look at him, just watch this spectacle, 470,000. It's embarrassing for me, obviously, when I say to myself, geez, I think we can get this horse, maybe 100, maybe 120, or 470,000. But the truth be known, it only takes 2 or 3 people, not even 3. It takes 2 people to get you from 120 to 470. 2 people that want that horse. Obviously a little bit more than I did. I just couldn't even begin to make a business plan or justification for that kind of money. That's just a different atmosphere. And Jeffrey Schneider's no stranger to buying expensive horses. And sure, we got good taste. Not what I was looking for today, though. So we went through today. I can't honestly say. I was just saying to my wife, geez, I don't think there's any more 6-figure type horses in the sale. But truth be known, I loved Swan If by Land, and I loved Axe Blue Chip. There are a couple of horses that I like every bit as much as those horses tomorrow. So let's get right into it. I did have a list. There's 20 or so horses here. I have 2 lists. Horses I love, horses that I really think would be valued purchases, but well-bred, nice pedigree, good horses. The other ones are like horses. These are horses that are more value-based, that I really like the way they look. And if they went for less than what I believe they're at, I would likely be interested in them. Now, keep in mind, I'm still sticking to my guns. Now, I might use number 21 as a loophole because Steve really liked this horse. It wasn't my top pick, but value being what it is, we purchased the horse. So I do want to stick to the 6 seats on the bus rule that we had. We'll see if that one counts. But I would like to stick to the 6 seats in the bus rule. So I'll go through the horses that I love. Just simply put a love list. Horses that I really, really think are good. First off, I'm going to give you a top 5 list. Horses that are my top 5 for tomorrow. All these horses that are in tomorrow, I looked over them. I whittled the list down. I put them into likes and loves. And then I looked at the love list and said, okay, who's your top 5? So, before we get started, there's a horse selling tomorrow, number 424. I've been a little quiet about this horse, 7 Dreaming Dio's. I like this horse. This is a brother to Spirit of Dio. We'll likely be bidding on this horse, I would imagine. But I didn't want people to think that I'd somehow missed this horse. I didn't miss the horse at all. Nice looking colt. He's a Chapter 7 colt selling tomorrow at hip number 424. I'm going to leave him off these lists because he's been kind of floating around, and I like him. But at the same time, this is my love list, like list, and 424 is definitely on my radar, but we're going to start with my top 5 for tomorrow. Hip number 326. For those of you out there saying, geez, Pennsylvania's tough, New York's tough, I can tell you New Jersey's real tough, but my top pick for tomorrow is a New Jersey bred. It is a she. Her name is Stacy Hanover. She was in my top 5 before we headed to the sale. She's still in my top 5. She's my top 1 for tomorrow. This is a Trixton filly. Now, rewind to what took place today, hip number 171, Glacier Hanover. This was a colt out of a sister to Glidemaster. Stacy Hanover is a filly out of a sister to Glidemaster. She's a beautiful Trixton filly, well put together. You have videos of these horses for the most part. I think all of my top 5 you do. Again, we're looking at an accomplished mare from 4 foals, 3 winners, and then into the second dam Glidemaster. This is the same breeding as Glacier Hanover. Glacier Hanover was a colt by Father Patrick. This is a filly by Trixton. So Stacy Hanover, my number 1 pick for tomorrow. You're going to be a little surprised with my number 2 pick. Steve and I went back and forth about what this horse is worth and whether we want it. Yes, I do. Number 287, Peltsy Hanover. This is a sister to Phaetosoph. Now, full disclosure, she is also a full sister to Pittsburgh Hanover. He's not very good. Pittsburgh Hanover took a 3-year-old mark of 58-2 and then went on to take a mark of 54-1, timed in 53-1, 16 lifetime wins, so he was a claimer or a mid-level condition horse. We have Parla Hanover, who's a credit winner. Pittsburgh Hanover, that's the Yankee Glide explosive breakaway, obviously an explosive manner. So, you're missing a little bit outside of Phaetosoph, who is also the half-sister. How much she got made now, Phaetosoph? Phaetosoph, no, it doesn't say. Phaetosoph had $900,000 coming in. I'm going to assume she's up around $1 million now. 2-year-old mark of 53-1, 3-year-old mark of 51. Raced against all the best fillies in the world and held her own. Phaetosoph's sister selling tomorrow, Peltsy Hanover. Now, again, full disclosure, this is only Kentucky eligible. So you're talking about paying her into some open stakes in Toronto. If she's good enough, she goes to Kentucky. If not, she never leaves Canada for us, at least not as a 2-year-old. But she is well put together. She is a February foal. This is a Yankee Glide. I like the ones that are small to small medium because the big ones obviously have some issues with soundness. I felt the ones that I have over the past did. This is a beautifully built, perfectly built filly. Peltsy Hanover, my number 1 pick for tomorrow. Number 3 pick could have easily been my number 1 pick. Donna Soprano. I had put her on my list before I went to Kentucky. Before I went to Harrisburg. If I've said that before, I apologize. Donna Soprano is a Donato Hanover, Pennsylvania and New Jersey Standardbred Development Fund eligible. This is the sister to Tony Soprano. And again, if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but I don't think I am. Tony Soprano was the 2-year-old O'Brien Award winner in Ontario. And Jula Siege Magic, the other one, the sister, the half-sister, both those were cadavers. This is a Donato. The half-sister won the 2-year-old super final in Ontario this year. Very, very talented family and a very, very good-looking filly. Number 371, Donna Soprano. Next, couple of surprises to throw at you right here. 466 is Earthly Hanover, a Donato Hanover colt, Pennsylvania again. I had lots of New York horses on this list. I like the New York horses, and I'm going to go through them here with you in a minute. But it's my top 5 list, and I'm simply telling you the horses that interested me the most on the list tomorrow. 466, a Donato Hanover colt, brother to Etruscan Hanover. Very sharp-looking colt, very well put together. March 26th foal. I like everything about this colt. And then, number 283. You wanted an Ontario bred? I got you one. Number 2, well, didn't get him yet. An Ontario bred. This is Muscle Mass Colt, Ontario and New Jersey Standard Development Fund, March 30th foal. He's at a Peach Martini. Peach Martini is a sister that is near and dear to my heart, and that is Cordial Martini, who did a lot of good for me when I was first starting to train in Ontario. This colt is also a brother to Goes Down Smooth. That's Ron Burke's horse. He's got 200,000. Let's see if there's an update here. Goes Down Smooth, timed in 51-1, took a mark of 52-3, and now $236,000 winner. Don't know if we can afford this horse, but he is a good looker, and he is definitely on my list. Now, I'm going to switch gears quick. I'm going to run through the horses that I'm looking at very closely tomorrow. And again, I'm not going to stray off the reservation here. The horses on this list are the horses I'm probably going to look at. You're not going to see me jump off. I know today was a little bit of a curveball, but not really. This was a horse that Steve loved, a horse that I liked, and value being what it is, $17,000 was just not enough for this horse, enough for us to buy him. So we'll start with the list. Number 234, Tesseract. I like this filly. This is an EL Titan filly. I liked everything about her. I marked her quite high, actually, and she could have made my top 5 list. She's not far off it. 234 is a EL Titan trotting filly. She is a March 22nd foal. First foal at a Marabou. I know this mare. I raced against her. She wasn't great, but she was okay. And she has a brother in the Marabou, had a brother named Victory Bonsai. Made $300,000 internationally, a mark of 54-3. And then the third dam, Look at Victory. Strong family here. I really like Tesseract. Number 237 is 7 Nation Army. Love this colt. This is a Chapter 7 colt. Why didn't he make the top 5? Because we just bought a Chapter 7 colt. So, 237, 7 Nation Army. Really like this colt. I'm going to keep an eye on him. It will be a value purchase if we reach in and grab him. But he's worth it. I like this colt a lot. Number 261. 261's Pub Crawl. This is a bar-hopping filly. This is the only one on our list, I believe. Maybe another one, I'm not sure. But Pub Crawl is a really, really good-looking filly. Everything about her I like. This is Pennsylvania and Standardbred Development Fund. Dual-eligible filly, born in February 20th. A very, very strong family here with Mythical Lindy, Mythical Hall. Just a great filly, good-looking filly. I liked everything about her. 261 is on the list easily. Goodness. 267 is Simplified Blue Chip and EL Titan filly. Again, New York bred trotting filly. Everything about her I liked. First 2 dams are a little soft, but when you get into the third, you see that Donato Hanover, Here Comes Herbie. We bid on a number of those horses. I looked at a number of those horses. Here's another one. Simplify Blue Chip. Number 287 is, well, Peltsy Hanover. She's on my top 5 list. Number 289 is a creatine colt. This is the only creatine on our list. Pennsylvania, Kentucky eligible. Good-looking colt. This is a brother, a April 18th brother to Cedar Dove. Cedar Dove, obviously, is the mother of When Doves Cry. 52-3 is a 2-year-old. 50 is a 3-year-old. Second in the Breeders' Crown the other day. Great family here. Whole 9 yards is number 289. Number 326 is Stacy Hanover. That's my number 1 pick. Number 339 is Frilly Fringes. Frilly Fringes is a filly I did a video for today. Looked really, really good. Everything about her I like. I like the tall cotton, chip.com, and the second dam. Young mare on the top end. This is an Angus Hall mare. First foal was Crushery. Took a mark of 54-2, trotted 53, made $180,000. That was the credit winner. Good-looking filly, put together well. Decent page also. Not really hard to explain why we like Frilly Fringes. Southwind Frank. Number 339 is a Southwind Frank filly selling tomorrow. I skipped over On Top. She was a little small. I like her breeding. Obviously, you got Mary Marauder there in the second dam. She's a little bit small, so I just left her be. Number 341 is Callus. This is Southwind Frank filly, February 8th filly. This is out of a sister to Triumphant Caviar, Prayer Session, Centurion AM. Lots to talk about in this pedigree, and a very, very good-looking filly in 341. Number 372, Donna Soprano. Already talked about her. Number 466, Earthly Hanover. He's number 4 on our list. And number 396. 396 is Arabella's Caprice. I jumped out of order there a little bit. Arabella's Caprice is a Cadabra colt. May 2nd Cadabra colt, but a big colt. You have a mare that is, I just want to make sure I get this right, 4 for 4 on the top end. Annapolis Hall, Amel Hall, Charging Cadet, Arabella's Cadet. These horses are by Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. Conway Hall, Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe, and Amel Hall, credit winner. This is a Cadabra colt, Ontario eligible. Selling is $396 tomorrow out of the Spring Haven consignment. Second dam, Arch Madness's mother. Lots of breeding here with $396. I'm going to switch gears a little bit quickly also. Talk about who I like tomorrow, who I'm going to be watching tomorrow. First one in the ring I'm going to be watching, Keep the Tab Hanover, number 209. This is a bar-hopping colt. May 14th colt. I had a lot written about this colt. There's an OCD out of the left hock. Not a big deal. This horse was pretty wiry when we did the video of him. I like everything about him, but he didn't make my top 10 or my love list. This is a horse I'm going to be watching. See, is there value with number 209. Number 233 is Magical Muscle Man. This is a Muscle Hill. Now, I like this colt. I didn't do a video of this colt yet. I will tomorrow. Well, I guess there's no point doing the video tomorrow. Magical Muscle Man is a Muscle Hill April 29th colt, New Jersey eligible, at a Magical Steph. Those of you in Ontario know who Magical Steph is probably. This is the sister to Cold Certified. I know the people that campaign both those horses. And Magical Steph, a lot of Ontario blood here. Decent video. I want to take another look at Magical Muscle Man tomorrow. Number 238, Arwin DeVee. I love Arwin DeVee. This is a bar-hopping filly. I was wrong. There was another one. Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Standardbred Development Fund, dual-eligible filly, March 22nd. And the reason she didn't make my love list or my top 5 is that the pedigree is a little weak on this filly. There's no killers. There's no world champions. There's no studs. There's just speed. Little money. On the top end, you got a horse that made $107,000. The second dam, 194, 138, 134. Third dam was a world champion in Cookout, who had Grill now $250,000. There's money, there's speed, but not tons of it. But Arwin DeVee herself, good-looking filly, and I am interested in her. Then we jumped up a bunch more to 278 Off-Road Hanover Trixton Colt. Like everything about him, all I didn't know about him was got a race in New Jersey. I have he's very straight, very correct. I gave him a 9 out of 10. It's hard to do. But Off-Road Hanover, again, most of the horses on this list will depend on value. And if I get what I want, they're going to have to bring a lot of it for me to fill up that bus any more than 6 spots, I can tell you that. Number 308, South Sea Breeze. This is Southwind Frank out of Winback. I like this colt. Second dam is CRK Susie. That's old blood. And the first dam is a young Glidemaster mare. So again, you get a little bit of mix of old blood and young blood there. Nice horse. We're going to keep an eye on him also. Number 330, Limoges, I believe is how you pronounce it. I don't know. This is the same family as Ready Anytime, Dancing for Money. And then the second dam is Margarita Night. That branches off into a whole bunch of different horses. And Marriage Counselor on the third. Decent pedigree here. Again, didn't make it onto the love list or the top 5 simply because pedigree's a little bit soft, but a good-looking horse nonetheless. Then we have number 379, Savage Blue Chip. Here's an EL Titan again. New York Colt didn't make it on the list simply because we have a New York Colt. So EL Titan this one is a first foal from a credit winner mare, sister to Spider. Blue Chip. Oh, Maddie's not happy. But nevertheless, a good-looking colt. And we'll watch him also. One of the horses that caught my eye today, I didn't look at this horse personally yet, and I didn't do a video of him. I want to tomorrow. He's on this list because I want to make sure I look at him. Number 411. This is a Muscle Hill out of a Viking Kronos first foal out of a Viking Kronos mare, who's a sister to Maharaja. If you guys know the European bloods, it's hard to read these bloods because I don't know any of these horses, but everybody knows Maharaja. Great horse. He made $2.5 million. Interested to see what this horse looks like. Probably bring $1 billion tomorrow. I have no idea. But I want to go and have a look at this guy real quick. Then we only have a couple left. We have 432. Preacher Man, Father Patrick. Again, Decent pedigree, but decent pedigree. Choir Robe, the mare, was a very good mare. Both Steve and I looked at this horse and liked this horse, but there are horses in line before Preacher Man. 440 is Lindy's Going Crazy. I did a long video and explanation of why I like this horse yesterday. Still do like this horse, but again, didn't make it onto my top 5 list or over onto the other list simply because he's nice. These horses on the love list, I would love to bring any of these horses home. Like lists are more value-based. You know, if this horse goes for X or less, I'd be kind of interested, and definitely Lindy's Going Crazy fits that. Last one on our like list for the evening is Scottish. This is a Cadabra colt born in February, coming out of Millstream Farm. This is a Cadabra, as I said, Cadabra colt out of Ellen's Isle. Ellen's Isle was a very good mare in her own right. Second foal out of Ellen's Isle, and you look down the page, lots of speed, lots of talent there, but a little bit less than some of the other horses. Now, I do want to stop real quick before I go. There's 3 horses I want to talk about. First one is Special Versus. This is a Chapter 7 coming out of Springhaven. I don't know what this horse will bring tomorrow. Medium-sized horse, second foal. The first one was an RC Royalty. Second foal from a Muscle Hill mare. Now, the second dam has Flowers and Songs, $559,000. Win the Day, $160,000. These are Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe horses. And in the third dam is American Winner. Don't know if this horse will bring a ton of money. And if it doesn't, I want to be sitting right there just before the hammer drops. Number 215, Special Versus. Number 254 is Saratoga Blue Chip. A couple of our clients are saying, where are the Pacers? I don't really want a ton of Pacers. We got a ton in the barn already. We have 10 Ontario-sired pacing colts. We have some New York pacing fillies. We have some Pennsylvania Pacers. Pacers were not really on the menu for this sale, but I will have a look at a couple of the He's Watchings, and the one that caught my eye the most was number 254, Saratoga Blue Chip. Beautiful filly. Beautiful filly. Looks great. We'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow at the sale. And here's a very important note, too, just before I let you go. Number 293, Spicy Covina. Now, Spicy Covina, you might ask, why are we talking about this horse? So, Stonegate Farms brings this horse to the sale. I bring her out. You can see her left hock's a little boggy. I think it was her left hock. A little boggy. Lady, very nice lady, said that swelling wasn't there when she got here. So usually, shipping them around, getting them jostled and stressed out, sometimes little OCDs start to bother them and their hocks blow up. Now, some people do the x-rays and it's never a problem. I don't think there's x-rays done on this filly. So Spicy Covina is sitting there in the barn right now. This is at a first foal from a Some Beach Somewhere mare. Took a mark of 53-2. And the second dam is loaded with speed. Real Nice made $1.4 million. Took a mark of 149-4. Stay Up Late, 49 flat, $369,000. And then you look in the third dam, this Holborn Hanover there. So I'm not out there looking for New York eligible pacing fillies. It was not on my radar. But when I come across a filly that I know is going to go for a diminished price with a very strong family, I mean, think about it. The surgery, take that OCD out, $1,700, $1,800. That pales in comparison what it's going to cost these people tomorrow for this filly. So I know that number 293, Spicy Covina, will go for a greatly diminished price of what she probably should go for, which means there's tons of value there. So if we're going to really, truly look for value, which I always do, which I should do, then, there's 5 horses here I love tomorrow, a long list of them that I'd be happy to get. Somewhere in the middle is 293, Spicy Covina. This is an Art Major filly, April 30th foal. Almost certainly is an OCD in her left. I believe it's her left hock. It might be right, but I think it's her left. And extremely well-bred family. Horse that I'm very, very interested in for multiple reasons. So there you have it. Well over 20 horses for tomorrow at the Harrisburg sale. 5 horses I love. I'll run through the loved ones right quickly again with you. Top 5, Stacy Hanover. This is the Trixton filly, out of the sister to Glide Master, the same maternal line as the horse that brought 470, our horse that we never even got a bid in on, Glacier Hanover. Same family, number 326, Stacy Hanover. 287 is the Kentucky filly, Like It or Leave It. This is a good-looking filly with a world champion sister in Faye Tosif. 372 is Donna Soprano. Obviously, Donna, I mentioned her and talked extensively about her yesterday in our opening videos. 464 was a bit of a surprise to me, but a very striking-looking horse. This is Earthly Hanover, Donato Hanover colt, March 26th, brother to Etruscan Hanover. last and certainly not least in my top 5 is Macho Martini. This is a muscle mass Ontario. I said we only have 3 Ontario bred trotting colts. This would make number 4. Peach Martini made well over $500,000. That makes Macho Martini a brother to Goes Down Smooth 52-3, $200 and some thousand made right now. So that's it. That's what went on today. A little depressing, but hey, it is what it is. I certainly wasn't going to overpay for any horses, and yes, I stumbled a bit when it came to buying what the hell's the name? I stumbled Swan If by Land. I stumbled a little bit, and then again with Axe Blue Chip, but I stuck to my guns, and I wanted to wait it out and see if we could get the horse that was my number 1 pick of the sale. Never even got my hand up. But that happens. Tomorrow's a new day, long day tomorrow, lots going on. Feel free to give me a text, give me a call, send me an email, let me know if you're interested. Kelly sent out a list of all the horses and videos. Some of these horses don't have videos. We looked at them late, and Curtis is just editing them now. But nevertheless, if they're on this list, I look pretty close at them, except for 411, I guess. But I'm going to look at him first thing in the morning. Hope you guys had at least an interesting day following along. I know it wasn't very fruitful, but I suspect tomorrow will be a little bit different. Take care.